What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, family? What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Chief Kalanago Flying Eagle. I'm here with another video. Just building, all right? Just building. Some things on my mind, some things on my heart. Just want to talk about it. First off, I want to acknowledge the great spirit, universal all, universal intelligence, the great I am. I want to thank my ancestors. It's important, to honor your mothers and fathers, not those that are actually alive in the flesh. Of course, you get to honor them, but those that came before you, it's very, very important that you acknowledge them and honor them, because too many times we think when our elders, okay, when they transition, or what people may call die or dead, right? they they think that they're still in the ground, you know what I mean? And then so people, have a habit, or it has become a custom, where they go to the graveyard to pay homage to their people who transitioned. But the truth of the matter is, your people that transition, your elders, your grandmothers, your parents, okay, they're no longer in the ground. The avatar, the body, is in the ground. Okay, just the body, it goes back to the ground. But the true individual, the true I am within them, it's not in the ground. You see what I'm saying? So I like to honor all those that came before me, because I know there's no such thing as death. Okay. Now, it's been a while since I've done a video and showed my presence, my face, So I was like, you know what, today, let me just do a video and let the people know that Chief Kalanago is still real in the flesh, and I'm here, and everything is beautiful. Family, it's a perfect time to be alive. It's a perfect time for the living. While the living is living amongst the dead. And what we're going to talk about today, once again, it's the beauty of life. Okay, and just so you know how fortunate you are, in spite of everything that's going on. Okay, you are fortunate, and I'm going to tell you why. So with that being said, like I said, I want to thank the ancestors. I also want to thank my higher self, because I always consult my higher self, to guide me and protect me. And I know that any weapons formed against me will not prosper. I already know that. I'm victorious because I create my own reality. So I'm here today to talk to you about that. Your own reality, the beauty of life. Okay. Now, I know during this so-called pandemic, and yes, I said it, pandemic, people are hurting. Okay. People are losing loved ones. Okay. That's the way they perceive it. So I got to respect it, even if I know there's no such thing as death. All right. But I still have to respect people who mourn their loved ones the best way they know how. I have to respect that. You feel me? So, a lot of people are transitioning, and, I want to send a lot of love and positive energy out there into the universe. If you happen to come across this video, or you're actually on this live right now, just know that I'm sending that energy to you. Okay. Energy of love. Okay. Blissfulness, serenity, a peace of mind, some stillness, some joy and happiness. All right. Remember, all those things, only you could give that to yourself and nobody else. All right. So let us talk about how fortunate we are. Okay. Especially those of us who know. Okay. And we are constantly out there pouring the truth and teaching. You know, we have to look at this from a perspective of duality, right? Duality. For you to know the left exists, there must be a right. Okay. For you to know if there is up, there must be down. For you to experience, out, you have to experience within. The point I'm making is this, right? A lot of times I see people getting frustrated about teaching and reaching, okay, and giving people knowledge, and they get mad at people who are not getting it, okay? Now, family, I used to be there. I used to be one of those people, because I've spent so much energy and time researching, studying, meditating, I mean, just to get information to bring to the masses. And you would think with so much information that's out there, more people would have already gotten that. But the truth of the matter is, remember, every individual came here to experience or to have their own experience. Your experience is not theirs, okay? And maybe it's your time to get the knowledge and do something different. Maybe it's not just their time, and it's okay. It's unfortunate that we, the living, have to be among the dead. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So I say the living, we have to find a way to coexist with the dead where their energy don't affect us. Because a lot of people are living, but they are dead. I'm going to repeat that. A lot of people are living, but they are dead. You see what I'm saying? Yes, they walk around like us. They talk like us. They breathe the same air. They eat the same food, but they're still dead. You see what I'm saying? Because they are totally oblivious to what's going on. Or even if they know what's going on, it doesn't affect them because they think, okay, being enslaved mentally is the norm. You see what I'm saying? They think that religion is the norm because that's what they were taught. Fortunate for a lot of us, we got out of that, okay, because we were open. It was our time. Everything is seasoned. Everything have a reason and everything has a season. The only thing is our season came, and it's our job to continue to teach and teach and teach. However, we cannot impose the knowledge that we have on others. Why? Because we'll be violating people's free will. You see what I'm saying? And I'm talking about this from my own perspective on Facebook, right? And even YouTube. I see a lot of people getting mad at people. You see what I'm saying? Because they haven't gotten it. Yes, I post a lot of things. It may seem sometimes thought provoking, and that's done intentionally. But my goal, okay, is not to infringe on people's free will. You do what you want with your free will. I'm going to do what I want with mine. And with that being said, no one has a right to infringe on our free will. Nobody. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. Okay. Let us take away all the labels. All the labels. Let's forget that I'm an American Aboriginal or Indigenous Original American, whatever we want to call it, American Indian. Let's forget that. Let's forget that whatsoever, right? What's left? Let us take away all the labels, all the titles. What's left? Just man and woman. That's it. Of course, we got children, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about we just got people. And that's what we have lost. We have lost the concept of fellow man and fellow woman. We have lost that because that's not what society's preaching. That's not what society's teaching. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, it's easy to give up your rights because you stop being a man. You stop being a woman. We are fighting to be labels. And that's the problem. Now, don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong when it comes to geographical locations, us identifying as who we are. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because that's important. It's important to recognize and acknowledge we, the original people of the Americas. Okay, that has to be that has to be known. You feel me? But I'm talking about from a perspective of the system putting us against each other, and we are not realizing that's what it is. You know, the so-called white man is your enemy, the so-called Asian is your enemy, the so-called this is your enemy. All that stuff is a distraction, and we don't realize that, right? Right now, we have a lot of our own people who look just like me, okay? Now, men are competing with women. Women are competing with men. All down my Facebook timeline. Oh, if a man was this, well, he would be a better man for a woman. Here comes a dude. Well, if a woman was this, she would be a better woman. Well, my thing is this, man. Why are we competing with each other? People don't realize you attract what you are. So if you are continuously finding men that are not good, then something is wrong with you, woman. And if you're a man and you're constantly finding people, okay, women that's not good, then you have to look at yourself in the mirror because you attract what you are. You feel me? And there could be another perspective of this, where it's not even you attracting what you are. You're attracting what challenges you, because that's what life is all about. If you don't get the challenge, then you will never step to your greatness. I'm going to repeat that. If you never get the challenge, you will never step into your greatest potential. So sometimes the universe will give you a relationship that's not conducive to what you had in mind or what you're looking for. And that happens. So it's not always you attract what you are or who you are. Sometimes the universe got a sense of humor, and the universe will give you something different to challenge you, to see how you deal with that situation, to see if you're going to grow from that. But you see, a lot of people are not in tune with themselves. Okay, so they look at it as a negative thing, when the truth of the matter is, in the universe, there in nature, there is no right and wrong. That's just the honest truth. In nature, there is no right or wrong. Right or wrong are just perceptions of the conscious mind. If you take away the conscious mind, guess what? Nobody will be judging anybody, because it's only the conscious mind that judges. The ability to taste, smell, touch, feel, and there's another one. Hold up. Give me 1 second, all right? Touch, taste, feel, hear, and something else. Anyways, 5 of them, right? If somebody could help me out here. I forgot the other one. But the point is, right? It is because of the conscious mind. That's why we're able to judge people and judge things. All right. So all I'm just saying is this. And yes, smell. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right. So what we have to realize is, you see, the system. And when I say the system, I'm not talking about the so-called white man. The so-called white man is not oppressing me. Okay. There are millions of so-called white people that are oppressed as well. For some reason, y'all kind of seem to miss that, because you fell into the trap of white and black. You feel me? And I was having a verbal conversation or discussion with a young lady. I think she's from Germany, wherever she's at, right? And it ended up to a point in the conversation, and I'm talking about, on Facebook, right, in the inbox. It came to a point where, she, something she said, and I said that, she said she's a white woman. Well, I was like, well, what part of your skin is white? Then she got confused. She kept saying, well, I'm a white woman. I'm asking again, what part of your skin is white? You feel me? And I keep asking the question. And she got a little frustrated. And I said, I was like, okay, it's cool. No need to get frustrated. I mean, I didn't say it that way, but I allowed her to calm down. And then she was like, well, if you go to my profile, you'll see that I'm a white woman. Okay. So I went to her profile, and she had a picture next to a white pillow. I took a screenshot of the picture and I sent it to her. And I said, that pillow is white. You are not white. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying all this to say, we have been brainwashed to start focusing on just the color of people's skin that don't even exist. You see what I'm saying? Now, look at this hat. Oh, by the way, plug in, right? K-Sig, guys. K-Sig, that's from my brother, Makai King. That's you guys seen the shirt. You guys seen yeah, you've seen the t-shirt. Now this is his hat. K-Sig, all right? So make sure y'all check him out. Makai King on Facebook. Check him out. He got his own brand, and I'm supporting him, all right? Just so y'all know. Now, if you look at this, right? This is black. This is black. This part of my shirt is black. Now, look at my complexion, right? Look at my complexion. What part of my skin is black? You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say is that we fell victim to a system that's pushing color to separate people while they destroy everybody. You feel me? Y'all don't realize it's not about the color of your skin. You see, it's about the have and the have nots. It has always been that way. But however, they use the color as a distraction. You feel me? Now, I'll tell you something. I am very disappointed in a lot of so-called white people, and I'll tell you why. Okay? I'm disappointed in them, and I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all. Okay? I'm very disappointed in a lot of so-called white people, and I'm saying so-called because nobody's white in terms of complexion. Okay? I'm disappointed in them. Why? Because it's only when things are affecting them, they step up. Okay? And then they want to join the fight. You feel me? Now, I'm just speaking my mind, and that's what I've seen. That's what I've noticed. All right? It's only when it's affecting them, they make it their problem. And I'm not saying all, a lot of them. So because now the system is saying, listen, people are actually waking up and realize that we've been caught up in a game. All right? So now people are coming together, and the system don't like that. So now a lot of so-called white people, a lot of so-called Caucasians, okay, they are seeing that. In fact, they knew that. They been knew it wasn't about the color of skin, but they were enjoying the perks and the benefits of being called white. Now they realize now that whiteness, it don't mean anything anymore. Why? Because the system is saying, listen, we are tired of so-called black and white poor people. So everybody's getting it. So now so-called white people are joining the fight. And again, I'm not saying everybody. You feel me? So just to emphasize my point, it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. This is about a system that was created to keep people poor, to keep people broke, to keep people distracted, so that they remain slaves to the people who want to fly on private jets, the people who want to have the yachts, the people who have, what the so-called richest people in the world. That's what it's about. And I promise you, they have a whole lot more of them that look like me than so-called white people. I promise you that. Because why? So-called white people are the minorities. And that's a fact. Okay? It is genetically impossible for them to be the majority. And that's a fact, scientifically proven. So they're not the majority. They are the minority. You feel me? Now, when it comes to certain statuses, first class, they call that white. That is the majority. And I'm not talking about white in skin. I'm talking about a status. When it comes to wealth, first class. You see what I'm saying? Everybody else is second and third class citizens. Not even second. That don't even exist anymore. They're just at the bottom of the barrel. What is my point in all this? My point in all this is that we have to stop playing the games with these people. Okay? We have free will. If you didn't know this, you were created in the likeness of whatever God you subscribe to. Because this is not about religion. It's not about what God you serve. It ain't got nothing to do with that. But you were created in the likeness and image of whatever created you. You feel me? I know who created me. I created myself. However, I use my mom and my dad to come here and have my own experience. You feel me? But you see, I know the truth. But whatever you subscribe to, that's on you. The point is you were made in the likeness and image of that. So therefore, you are the highest authority in this realm, the man and the woman. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what color your skin is. The bottom line is every man and woman has dominion over everything that was created, because that's the hierarchy. The hierarchy is what? The great spirit, right? What some people may call God, universal intelligence, the great I am. Okay, that's the highest of that all. And guess what? It is not a man, it is not a woman. It is all of us collectively. Okay, let me explain to you what God is and who God is and what the great spirit is. Okay, if everything that has consciousness, because this body, it has a conscience. Okay, it has consciousness. It has a subconscious and it has a conscious mind. Okay, it's one mind, but two two layers of that mind, the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. You feel me? Now, if let's just say on earth right now, they have about 7 billion people, okay? If all 7 billion people, they were to just right now fall to the ground and everybody so-called died, that collective mind, every mind that's in every individual would go back to the collective, okay? And if everything that has consciousness, I'm talking about a tree, water, the plants, everything were to cease, and that consciousness would go back together. That is what God is. That is what the Great Spirit is. It's not a he, it's not a she. No, he and she exist in that existence. You feel me? So when people start talking about, well, God, he did this, I already know you're worshiping a false idol. Oh, well, she did this, the woman is God. I already know you want people to worship a false idol. Okay? The true essence of what the Great Spirit is, universal intelligence, is not a he or a she. He or she came from that. It came from it. We are just extensions, expressions of that intelligence in that form. The same way a tree is the expression of that intelligence in a tree form. The same way a dog is an expression of that intelligence in a dog, in a horse, a cat, a goat, a lion, etc. Even a roach, even a fly. When you see a fly, you get so disgusted. You see a roach, you get so, ooh. Guess what? A roach is part of the existence. As a matter of fact, a roach is your reflection in the form of a roach. We are all reflections of each other. The human, the man and woman, just happen to be the one that was created with what? The highest form of consciousness. But a roach is our reflection. A dog is our reflection. A cat, a mouse, a rat. Everything you skin your nose up at, you think that's disgusting. Guess what? It's a reflection of you and me, but in a different avatar. And that's the truth. You see what I'm saying? So we have a system, okay, that was designed by greed. You feel me? It wasn't always that way. But man decided to create religion. And like I told y'all before, a religion is an army. So therefore, when you have religion, give me that old-time religion, you are asking to bring back the army. You see, our people didn't know what they were singing in these churches. Now they have religion and they're the most broke, they're the most poor, they're the most oppressed, but yet still they have the biggest religions in the world. Why is that? Because religion is not the answer. It is not the answer. It never was. But you think it is. The true answer is you and me. You see what I'm saying? That's the answer, not the religion. We don't want to bring back that army because every religion, the biggest ones that you could look at, all the ministers, the pastors, and all of them, guess what? They are all armies. You feel me? And they are promoting you being a prisoner of that army. You just don't know that. You got to free yourself, family. Free your mind. You see, you are under control. You are under a spell of that army. I don't care what you call it. They all came from the same foundation. Because they all go back to what? Worshiping the sun. They all go back to that. And nobody could prove me otherwise. Because that's a fact. So it doesn't matter what sect you belong to. It came from the same mother. Okay? It's like a mother and a father having 20 children. And they all decide to go their separate ways. And 200 years later, they come back talking about, oh, we're different. No, y'all came from the same womb. All religions came from the same womb, family. All of them. Okay? And you are just a victim of that army. You have been victimized. Okay? Your mind is under control. It's a spell. You were created to come here and explore. Free will. Experience what you have to experience and then go back to the source. That's what we all came here for. You see what I'm saying? But when you go back into antiquity, the further back you go into antiquity, guess what? The Gnostic, they used to teach people the truth. No, you are God. I am God. He is God. She is God. That tree is God. That stream of water is God. Because they saw God in everything. But people, the layman, the simple man and woman just couldn't grab that concept. What do you mean that I'm God? Like even the allegorical Jesus said it in Psalms and John. Ye are gods. But you cannot tell that to Christians. They say, oh, it's a blasphemy, but it's in the Bible. So why don't your pastor teach you the truth? You see what I'm saying? Like if it's working for you so much, why isn't Jesus stopping all the pandemics that every day y'all in church and Sunday and Saturday praying for? What is the point of praying if he's not hearing your prayers? It is, you know why? Because your prayers are falling on deaf ears because you are praying to an idol. That's the problem. You want to heal yourself? You got to go within. You feel what I'm saying? Nature is here for us to heal ourselves. But a lot of people will not get this. So the government is taking advantage of that. Okay? Let us inject fear. Let us create the problem. And we're going to give them the solution, but they don't know the solution is worse than the problem. Family, nobody could force you to take anything, whether it's to get a job, whether for your children to go to school. You see, the universe is giving us what we want, but y'all so blind, y'all cannot see it. The universe is saying, listen, you did not come here to be controlled. We are giving you a way out. Okay? We are giving you a way out. You don't have to be in their schools. You don't have to have their jobs. Let me ask all you indigenous people, okay, or who claim to be indigenous. Before colonization, how did we feed ourselves? Huh? How did we have roofs over our heads? Our children were still being born. They didn't have no birth certificates, right? We traveled our land. There was no driver's license. So how all of a sudden colonizers came into our land and we don't know how to grow our own food. We don't know how to build our own homes. We don't know how to make our own clothes. And then we have our children and we sign them away to colonizers. Come on, man. And then, you know, y'all on Facebook playing games. Oh, well, the woman is doing this to the man, or the man is doing this to the woman, or a man should be doing this, a woman should be. Shut up, man. Because y'all don't get it. And then y'all still think y'all have knowledge. Oh, well, no, you don't know anything. That's the problem. And you're on Facebook trying to prove to people that you know something. Because the problem is bigger than you and I. Right now, it's time for everybody to come together and stop competing with each other. Now, somebody asked, how do we pay our bills? Let me ask you a question. How do animals in nature pay their bills? You see, when we created this universe, we are co-creators of the universe. Okay, it wasn't no sky daddy or no sky mammy. There's no man sitting up there that created anything. That's an illusion. Okay, it was the collective. Like I said, if you take away everybody's minds and everybody dropped, guess what? That collective, all that would go back to the I am, the source, that intelligence. Within that intelligence, we learn how to create outside of this intelligence. That's why when you ask the question, what came first, the chicken or the egg? There's no answer to that. The only answer is they both came at the same time. Why? Because the chicken created the egg and the egg created the chicken. It's the same thing with us. You see, nature gave us the answers. But no, we have to go into buildings and let a man or a woman sit there and tell you what nature is and what nature isn't. Let me ask you a question. Why is it that people in church, they struggle the most? Why is that? Huh? I told y'all the story, okay? And it broke my heart that an 83-year-old woman, I'm stepping outside to take a picture because I was promoting my brother's clothing with the t-shirt, right? And I'm posing for the picture, and an elder walked up to me. She said, "Son, can I have some change? I want to get something to eat." Now she's well dressed, okay? So I said, "No, not a problem. Whatever I had in my pocket," I said, "Elder, that's all I have," and I give it to her, right? So I was like, I figured it was just like $1 and change. So I figured it wasn't enough. So I said, "Elder, I mean, do you want me to get you something to eat?" Because if she had said yes, I would have went in the house and got some more money and got her something to eat. But she said, "No, she'll get it later, whatever, whatever, whatever," right? So I asked her, I'm like, "Where you going?" She said she's going to church. So I was like, "Well, Elder, how old are you?" She said 83. You feel me? On a cane and everything. So I was like, "Why don't you ask the pastor to give you some food?" Guess what? She ran. I saw the fear in her eyes, literally. Okay, it went from when I gave her the money to she being so grateful to when I tell her, go ask the pastor for some food. Let him give you some money for some food. You should have seen the fear in that elder's eyes, and it infuriated me. I wanted to follow her to church and go put that pastor on blast, but you know what? The spirit told me, "Chief, you know what? Chill. Every battle wasn't meant to be fought by you." The point I'm making is this, okay? We have churches on every corner, every block. They got 5, 6, 7 churches. Why are y'all the most broke people? Why are you the ones suffering from the most heart attack and diseases and cancer, high blood pressure? Why is that? Huh? Why aren't your God working for you? And that's not an attack on your God or on you either. That's just to enlighten you that you are serving the wrong deity. It's not working for you because it's falling on deaf ears. What you are praying to don't exist. But y'all don't realize that. You want true healing? Master yourself. You want to be free? Master yourself. You want to go to heaven? Go within. That's where it is. It is not out there. Nobody's coming to save us. That don't exist. So the people who control, they give you all these mechanisms or set up yourself so you could depend on, so you could forget, okay, and ignore the true innate power that you have. Family, we live in a contractual world. It's a free world of free will. But you think you don't have free will. I promise you, it's all there and it's coded. It's all free will. It is all free will, and you just don't know that. Okay? You don't have to take a vaccine. You feel me? You don't have to. And them telling you, "Hey, you know what? If you don't take it, you won't come to work." That's against human rights. You feel me? I'm not an attorney. I don't give legal advice. And I'm going to come back about the bill stuff. Somebody asked me, how can we pay our bills and all that? I'm gonna tell y'all something, okay? And again, it's not legal advice. I'm not an attorney, none of that, right? But anybody forced you to sign anything, make sure, okay? Well, if I were you, I'm just gonna put it this way. Let me put it this way, because I don't want to give anybody any legal advice. If I were you, I would create a document, an assumption of liability, an assumption of liability, okay? And I would give it to them to sign and make sure they have an authorized representative right there when they're forcing you to sign it. So just in case anything happened to you, okay, they will be liable. Now, you may not be able to sue the people who made the jab because they already put that out there. They coded that in their statutes. You see what I'm saying? Why would you take something that if something does happen to you, you cannot sue the people? That alone in itself should tell you, family, something is wrong with it. But granted, y'all fell for the jab, right? But the agents that's promoting the jab, they are not immune. Nowhere, okay, nowhere in these codes or these statutes, they say that you cannot sue the people who force you to take it. And you could sue your job for hardship as well. because they're forcing something against your free will. You feel me? Y'all gotta think. Y'all gotta think. So I'm gonna go back and ask you again. Do you see animals paying rent? Do you see animals buying food? No. It is really that simple. The people just got to make up their mind. Enough is enough. Let me tell y'all something, family. Everything is free. You see, today, I was actually going to do a full lecture and break down Monopoly for y'all, but I'm going to do that another time. It's going to blow your mind, okay? But I'm just going to give you a very simple overview of that. Everything is free. It's an illusion that you are paying for it. It's an illusion. It's already free. Okay, it's already free. I promise you it's already free. Because guess what? What do we work for? We work to do what? To put a roof over our head, to buy clothes, and to eat. Let me ask you a question. Those three things, it's not costing you anything to do that. Think about what I just said. To put a roof over your head, to feed yourself, and clothe yourself. All these things we could do on our own. But because society has gotten so lazy, we got agents. In other words, a middleman to come in between us and nature, to take the things out of nature that we created. Because I am a co-creator of the trees. I'm a co-creator of the water. I'm a co-creator of everything. I'm a co-creator of you. You're a co-creator of me. Okay? And we created everything in nature so we could have dominion, so that we could enjoy it. But we allowed the middleman to come in between us, go into nature, okay? Take those things and charge us for it. But guess what? Right in the statutes and codes, it says what? No government or no state shall take a right, turn it into a privilege, and charge for it. You see, it's right there. But you see, y'all don't want to pay attention. And when people teach y'all on Facebook still talking a bunch of BS, playing games. So that means you like what you're going through. You don't want to do anything about it. You feel me? If everybody just decide, you know what? We ain't paying rent no more. What they going to do? Put all 350 something million people in jail? No. They cannot do that. There's no space enough. You see, we the people got the power. These servants work for us. It's not the other way around. You traveling, you getting tickets and all that, that's unlawful. It's a code, but it's not a law. It's not a law. You feel me? Everything is free, family. Everything is free. People were just tricked into working. And you could still use their fiat currency and find ways to make money and not have to be on a job 8, 9, 10 hours. Why do you think I took the time? I took a long break from doing this kind of videos to teach you guys about financial literacy. But a lot of you took it for a joke. You feel me? Now, see what's happening. You see, I'm a visionary. I see things happen before it happened. So I'm always prepared. You know why? Because my reality is right here. I haven't owned a television in over 15 years. I don't look at TV. If I go to somebody's house and once in a while they look at TV, you know, I might look at something just because I'm there. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? I don't own a TV. I don't. Because I don't want to be part of that programming. I don't look at the news. That's not my reality. I hear people talking about racism and all that. That don't exist to me. It don't exist to me. You see what I'm saying? Oh, well, this happened to black people. It don't happen to me. Why? Because it's not my reality. Oh, there's a recession. I don't even know it exists. I don't know. You know why? Because I created my own reality. I know, and I not just tell myself, but I know within myself that I have in abundance. I'm like that animal that's in nature. I don't have to go work for the food. I don't have to go pay for the food. You see what I'm saying? In other words, everything is always provided for me. And let me rephrase that. I do buy food. But the point is, I don't have to stress myself. Because you know why? I have in abundance. I have in abundance. Hopefully the day will come when I don't have to buy it. I'm looking so forward to that. But the point I'm making is I don't have to go on somebody's job. And please, let me just kind of fall back here for a second. Let me digress. Okay. I'm not knocking anybody who got their job. I know you got to take care of your family. I respect it, family. I respect it. But me personally, I'm not going to go sit 8 hours, 9 hours on nobody's job while they decide what I'm supposed to get paid. All right. And then they get to live the best lives. They travel in the jets. They got the helicopters. They got the cars. I mean, everybody's talking about how times are hard in the recession. Every time I walk around, when I was in Brooklyn, guess what? The nail salons, the Asian nail salons is filled every single day. Every single day. Times are hard. You got the best nails. You got the best weaves. And I'm not knocking my sisters. I'm just saying, like, we have to start putting our priorities together. Why can't y'all come together and do each other's nails? Save that money. You see, these people are laughing at us, but you don't realize that. You don't care. But then you always complain. Oh, the system got something against you. No, the system ain't got nothing against you. You are your biggest enemy, not the system, because the system is in place to work for everybody. Yes, there is a disadvantage because why? We're not being taught about the system, but I promise you, the system is there. The education is there. They just don't teach it to you. I'm teaching it to you. You feel me? So there are so many different ways to bring money into your house without selling drugs, without robbing people, and still be able to pay your rent and pay your bills. It's so many ways of doing that. And I've been teaching that stuff for what? Almost 2 years now. But the problem with people, a lot of people, that, not everybody, but a lot of people that look like me, they like to wait until their back is against the wall before they could be proactive. You feel me? And we got to stop doing that. And I'm not being judgmental. I'm just giving you the reality of what I see. We got to start changing these things, man. We got to do that. Because how is it, that you have, a cowboy on a horse, right? With one whip. He controls 2 or 3 of them. I would say they control about 100 to 200 bulls. Why is that? You know why? Because from year high, they train the bulls that 2 or 3 cowboys on a horse with a whip could control you. You see what I'm saying? And they use the same whip. The whip doesn't get bigger, okay? It's the same principle. How is that a handful that's in Congress? They're not called progress. They're called Congress, like convict, okay? Like con artists. Why they're not called progress? These people are telling you who they are. Congress. But y'all expect them to do things to make your life better when they're telling you we are con artists. Okay? It's all in the words, man. Don't blame me for telling y'all the truth. You have the left wing, you have the right wing, same bird. So the point is this, right? The universe gave us a perfect opportunity. Whether it was a pandemic, I don't care. I don't care. The bottom line is this: the universe gave us a perfect opportunity so we could keep our children home and teach our own children and find ways to bring money into your home without going to those people's jobs. But now, y'all are dying to put poison in your system to go to a job. But then you cry, oh, well, the system don't like us. The system is not doing this and that. They are giving you a way out. They are giving you a way out. So when you force yourself back into Babylon, when you force yourself back into her, don't be mad at what they do to you. Get out of her. It doesn't mean to go leave the land. No, that's not what it means. It's a system. It's a system. And now you are at the point where they're telling you the only way to do commerce, okay, you have to take that poison. That system is the mark of the beast. But a lot of you so-called religious people, You preach it all day. You've been, ever since I was a child, I was hearing about the end of the world. Ever since I was a child, I was hearing about the mark of the beast. Now you realize it's here and y'all still taking it. So what was y'all talking about all these years when I was a little child? Huh? Family, the world is not ending. It's the end of a system, the beastly system. That's what Revelation is talking about. The same people who created the book, they are telling you that system is going to end. And now the system is here to end. You don't want it to fall. You don't want it to fall. You're fighting to hold it up. You're fighting to hold up the beast. You're fighting to give the beast life. So when the beast eats you up, don't be mad. Don't be mad. You're feeding your children to the beast. They told you in Revelations, I think 6:13 and Revelations 13, 16 and 17 or something like that. When the time will come, when they want you to, before you do commerce, to buy and sell, you have to take the jab. Family, it's here. And what did the Most High say? Get out of her. So you have the perfect opportunity to keep your children at home because it's your choice. You have a perfect opportunity to stay home. And if everybody in the country don't pay rent, what they're going to do? What are they going to do? Because guess what? Everything was supposed to be free. Let me tell y'all another little secret. Because like I said, I was going to buy, I went to buy the Monopoly game, but I couldn't get it. So I'm going to try to buy it again. I'm going to go look for it. And I'm going to do a breakdown of Monopoly and life and show y'all exactly what they were teaching us in that Monopoly game. They were setting you up for that. Okay, family, let me tell you something. Everything is already free. Since 1933, everything in the United States, in fact, across the world, was already free. But the people got tricked into working and thinking they have to pay for things to live their lives. The government even gave them, they gave them a treaty with the people, okay? A House resolution, okay? I think it's IJ or HI, something like that, something 92, where they say, listen, we know we took the gold. We know we took your money, but we're going to make a deal with you, okay? Everything is on us. It's on the faith and credit of the United States. And if you go look at the dollar bill, go look at it, right? The debt is a promissory note. First of all, it's not money. It's a promissory note, okay? But it is backed by the faith of you'll see a signature of the United States. Who created the United States? The people. So the people already paid the debt. That's why they tell you in the Bible, Jesus already paid the price. It's already paid because Jesus died for your sins. That's what it's about. Guess what sin is? Another allegorical meaning of sin. It's a debt. Jesus already paid the debt. He is an allegory. That's why on the dollar bill they have, in God we trust. Because the Son of God came to pay the debt. It's already paid. Everything is supposed to be free. So when you go to the bank and you get a loan, you're not borrowing any money. You are the one that's actually creating the money because you are the creditor. So if y'all don't get this and y'all want to continue to be slaves and have these people abuse you, that's on you. But all everybody have to do is say, listen, enough is enough. We ain't paying no rent. We ain't buying no food. Period. What's going to happen? Y'all tell me what's going to happen. See, we got the power. But y'all want to be playing games on Facebook. Y'all want to be competing with each other on Facebook. Y'all want to worry about little X or little Nas X, whatever his name is. Okay? Those are the things they have to give you, the distractions. So you don't focus on the real things. So they have to give you the illusion. It's like Neo in the Matrix. You see the lady with the red dress? Neo, she's not real. He got distracted for a second. But every single day they give you the distractions and you don't even know. Because you think the distractions are real. You look at the news and think it's real. It's not real. It's an illusion. The only real thing that exists is you and me. It is really that simple. Even the people that serve us, they're not real. They are public servants. They are acting in the capacity of. A judge is not a judge. A judge wasn't born a judge. A police officer wasn't born a police officer. They are acting in the capacity of. And when they are in that capacity, they are our slaves. They are our servants. And we are the masters. And if y'all cannot get that, then y'all, there's no hope for you. Now, I'm not saying for you to disrespect them because they work for us. You don't disrespect your servants. You give them the same respect that you expect from them. But you have to know who's the master and who's the servant. We are the masters, and we put them in place to work for us and make sure that our affairs are handled and protected. But y'all lost y'all way because you don't know who you are. And I'm not talking about indigenous, and no, I'm talking about a man or a woman. You forgot that you are a man or a woman, and you allowed yourself to become legal persons. Stop allowing fear to run your life. You feel me? You don't have to go beg people for nothing. Everything is already free. It's already free. All you have to do is make up your mind and say, listen, we're not paying no rent. Everybody across the nation, we're not paying no rent. Make us pay it. Send all of us to jail. In fact, prove there's money. They cannot prove there's money because that's not money. Family, let me show y'all, man. This is not money. It's a promissory note right here. Legal tender. It's written on here, right here. Pull out your money and read it right here. Legal tender for public and private debts. It is not real. It's an illusion. Yes, you could use it to buy things, but the things you're using it to buy is already free. It came from nature. Food, shelter, clothing. It's already free. But they gave you the illusion that this is what's giving it to you. No, it's your energy that's giving it to you. Why? Because you have to do what? A man or a woman got to go into the forest and cut down the tree. A man or a woman got to put it together to build that house. Family, it's already free. It's already free. What more can I tell you? I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's already free. You're playing in a game of life. You don't even know you're in a game. And you just don't comprehend the game. So you say the game got something against you because of the color of your skin. No, it is because you were not taught how to play the game. It's all a game. Getting a ticket is a game. Rent is a game. Okay? You know, registration on cars is a game. It's all part of the game. And what you did was you put yourself in the game, opposed to keeping yourself aside the game and play the game from the outside. That's why I was going to break down Monopoly for y'all. When you play Monopoly, you're not in the Monopoly, but you're playing the game. You see what I'm saying? But I'm going to break that down, I'm going to break that down to y'all one of these days. I'm going to get me a Monopoly, and I'm going to come on camera like this. I'm going to put it on the table, and I'm going to break it down for y'all. Maybe then you guys will get it. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Just wanted to come here and share some information with y'all. Okay? And keep in mind, this thing has nothing to do with the color of your skin. All right? This is about a few people that's in so-called power. And I'm saying so-called power because they don't have no power. They know that. That's why they're here fighting each other. Everything that's happening right now is a distraction. The pandemic, the this, the that, all that stuff is a distraction. All the people got to do, make up their mind is this. Listen, enough is enough. We ain't working. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't paying rent. We ain't doing none of that. As a matter of fact, the people supposed to have the people's court. You see, if only y'all knew the power that you had, the people could create their own court, okay? And their servants, when they violate their rights, try them in the people's court. Where the people's court at? Where's the people's court? Where's that? That's because you don't know the power that you have. You don't know that you are in charge. You don't know that. You feel me? But anyway, I think I said enough. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all continuation. And then I promise you, I'm going to get that Monopoly. I'm going to put my camera on the game, and I'm going to break that down for y'all. I'm going to prove to you all again that everything is free. Okay, but I'm going to let you visualize it. But just so you know, everything is already paid for. Okay, the whole it's that whole Bible situation. It has nothing to do with a sky daddy. This is all about law. It's all about life. That's what it's all about. And your debt has already been paid. Unfortunately, I cannot do it alone. You see what I'm saying? I can't do it alone. I'm one man. I cannot say, well, I'm the only man that's not going to pay rent. And then, of course, they're going to make an example of that one individual. You see what I'm saying? But if everybody say, listen, we're not paying no rent because everything is already paid for. It's free, which is a fact. And guess what? They cannot prove to you that this exists. This is what? They cannot prove to you that this is real because they know it's not real. It is not backed by anything. This thing lost its value since 1933. It hasn't been backed by anything. It's just a piece of paper. I mean, money could have been this. This could have been money. You know what gives it the value? Your energy, my energy. That's what gives it value. It is really that simple. So everything is free. It's your energy that's actually doing the work and creating the products. It's your energy. But they're just making you think that this is what's doing it. No, it's not that. You got brainwashed. All right. But anyway, go ahead and check out my brother's joint. All right. Kasich Mackay King on Facebook. All right. Just so y'all know. So family, I'm about to get out of here. And I just want to come on here, man, and just kind of, share what's on my heart, in my spirit with y'all. And again, this is about the people. It doesn't matter what you look like when it's all said and done. Okay, we all came from the same source. There is nothing outside the all. Everybody came from the all. There's only one intelligence, and we all came from that. We are just different characteristics of that intelligence, manifest in different forms, shapes, and colors. Okay, it is really that simple. So once we take away all the labels, if we were to put blinders on and we just treat people based on their intent, I promise you the world will be a better place. Let's stop judging each other because of the way we look. Okay? And once again, it doesn't mean that you cannot identify as who you are when it comes to your nationality. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm talking about as a people, okay, that's being oppressed by the system. Everybody's going through it. Okay? Everybody. It's not just us. You feel me? And now it's time for everybody to come together and say enough is enough. Okay, you cannot violate my free will and ask me to put things into my body that I don't want to put into my body. You feel me? Nobody's supposed to force you to do that. If I want to die, that's my choice. Let me die. That's not, you're not supposed to play God because I'm my own God. You're not my God. It is really that simple. So until the people wake up and realize that and stop living your life by fear, oh, well, I know the rent is coming up and this, that. Man, listen, I would really say some things, but I know my mom might be listening. It's bad enough I already talk about the Bible. So mom, I love you, okay? But the point is, I'm here to speak the truth. But I was going to say a few things, so I'm just going to leave it alone. All right. I'm not going to go there. But the point I was going to say is this. All that stuff with rent and all that stuff, blah, 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 man, listen. All that stuff is an illusion. If everybody just decide, 1 million of us decide, listen, all over the country, we ain't paying no rent. Guess what? It's done. It's a wrap. That's it. It's done. It's done. Student loans, all that stuff is an illusion. Mortgages, all that stuff is an illusion. There's no money. In fact, even with the mortgage, you were the one who created the money. They didn't lend you no money. You created the money. Okay? When you went and you got a loan for $200,000 and $300,000, guess what? And once you signed that piece of paper, that promissory note, they went to the Federal Reserve and they got 10 times the amount. And they came and told you, oh, well, you know what? You got to prove for $250,000. Congratulations, you got the house. When they got 10 times the amount from the Federal Reserve. Why? Because you signed it. You created the money. And now they slap you with another contract. You got to pay them back when you already paid for the house. All that stuff is a trick. It's a trick, family. It's all fraud. It's fraud. So y'all better wake up and realize what's going on. It's a game. And you could choose to play the game or not play the game. Nobody could force you to be in a game. Can anybody force you to play Monopoly? Can anybody force you to play chess? Can anybody force you to play checkers? No. Can anybody force you to play basketball? No. So why are they forcing you to play the game of life? Because you think you don't have a choice. You think you don't have free will. And for all you religious people who say you got free will, then why aren't you exercising your free will? Huh? Why are you so afraid? That is because you don't believe. You truly don't believe what you believe. That's the problem. That's the problem. All right? But anyway, I love y'all, man. I know I came up a little hard today, but maybe that's another reason why to come on camera, because that's the energy that I was feeling today. I had to go hard with that. But I'm gonna break down that Monopoly game for y'all. All right? I'm gonna break it down. So you guys have a good one, and we'll talk soon. All right? Take care. Oh, somebody was asking how do we pay our bills and all that. Listen, there are a lot of ways to bring money into your home. And I'm not talking about selling drugs or robbing people. No, there are a lot of investment and ways that I've been talking about that I teach people. All right. So soon enough, I'll do a video. I will let you guys know of the programs that we have again, because I was doing that, but everybody was taking it for granted, not realizing for y'all to go back to work, you got to take some poison. You see, I knew it was coming. That's why the ancestors pulled me to the side and say, hey, Chief, you know what? Give them another way out. You see, I'm always coming like Noah, but y'all don't realize, y'all don't see. Y'all never see because y'all are too blind to see. A lot of you have ears, but you can't hear, and you have eyes and you can't see. So don't worry about it. I'll come back and introduce you guys to a few more opportunities. You feel me? So you could bring some money into your home. But there are a lot of ways where you don't have to go beg nobody or jeopardize, okay, you know what you believe in. You feel me? To sacrifice yourself to go because you have to pay bills. That is against human rights. You feel me? And that's a fact. But in conclusion, anybody want to force you to take the job, make sure they sign that form. Okay, you could create your own form, assumption of liability. Pardon me, assumption of liability form. Basically just saying that, hey, listen, because here's the thing. You see, they give you an offer. Everything is a contract. We live in a contractual world, and a lot of people don't realize that, right? If they give you an offer and you refuse it, then they look at you as being defiant. So you have to accept it, okay? A conditional acceptance. Okay, hey, you want to force this on me? All right, I'll accept it with those conditions. Okay, boom. And list your conditions. That's called a counter offer. Okay, if such and such happened to me, side effects, blah, 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 you are held liable. Let's meet halfway and give it back to them. So now you didn't put yourself in a position where you were refusing, because if you refuse, they could fire you. You see the technology, because you don't know it's a contract. It's an offer. Okay, and because of your free will in contractual law, you're not supposed to sign any type of contract that is unilateral. And that's a unilateral contract. In other words, I'm the only one that could be damaged from that. So you give them a counter offer. Okay, I will accept on such and such conditions. Make sure you have an authorized representative here, and I would like you guys to sign. Okay, assume the liability, assumption of liability, just in case such and such, such and such, such and such, such and such. Now, if they don't want to do that, now you could bring legal actions because you give them a counter offer. You see the difference? All right. Man. That is really that simple, family. They give you an offer. It's an offer. Anytime somebody give you an offer, like if you go into somebody's home and they give you some food and you don't take it, that's disrespectful. It's the same thing. When they give you an offer and you refuse it, okay, that's called you being defiant. Okay, it's a disrespect. So you give a counter offer. Okay, they send me a ticket. Hey, I'm not gonna get mad. Okay, I accept it, but this is my conditions. Blah 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 blah. You have 10 days, 14 days to respond. It's a game. That's why it's called a court. You serve me, I'm gonna serve you back. You serve me, I'm gonna serve you back. You serve me, I'm gonna serve you back until the ball fall into somebody's court and that person say, hey, you won. You see, when you know the game, you play the game. But too many of you are playing the game and you don't know the game. In fact, you don't even know you in a game. You think this is just life. No, it used to be life, but they turned it into a game. All right. So it's an offer. And again, this is not legal advice. I'm just educational purposes only. I'm not an attorney. But if anybody were to give me that kind of offer, okay, you taking the job or you lose your job, okay, well, first of all, get it in writing because that's a threat. That's a threat. Okay, and you're threatening me to take something. It's called threat and coercion. Okay, that's being dealt with under the color of law. Okay, so make sure you get everything in writing. Don't just tell me, oh, well, if you don't take, can you put it in writing? That you're telling me, if I don't take that, I'm going to lose my job. Put that in writing. And make sure y'all get it in writing. Because you have a paper trail of a threat. But you see, people don't think because they were not taught to think for themselves. You feel me? And then after you get the threat on paper, okay, all right, fine. All right. So you're telling me if I don't do this, that's what's going to happen. Okay, well, you know what? I accept with these conditions. And now you create your assumption of liability. Okay? Assumption of liability. Notice assumption of liability. Okay, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to take this under these conditions. Okay? I accept your offer under these conditions. Blah, 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 blah. Also, anytime anybody give you, a man or a woman, an order, they're supposed to pay for the order. Let me put y'all on some game before I go. Sometimes I don't want to make it long, but it's just the knowledge, it's just the information that I have, right? If you go to McDonald's and you go to the window and you place an order, when you go to the window, what do you have to do? Can anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me? If you go into McDonald's, any place you go, and you place an order, and you go to the window, what do you have to do next? Pay. Exactly, you have to pay. So how is that when these people give you an order, you don't let them pay? See, you see, Chief Kalanago putting y'all on. Anytime as a man or a woman, anybody give you an order, you're supposed to give them a bill. Period. Now that's being a boss. That's being a boss. Ain't no slave mentality here, man. See, y'all got to open up your mind and think. Think. That's what the Great Spirit put in you. A mind to think for yourself. You feel me? That's why you always have to ask a police officer, is that an order? Your boss, is that an order? Okay, good. Well, put it on paper. In fact, I'm going to record it. Now, you gave me an order. Now, I'm going to give you a bill. Watch. And I promise you, if you go to court, you're going to win that case. I promise you that. It's an order. Oh, is that an order? Oh, really? All right, cool. Everything is in order. You want this? That's an order? All right. I'm going to create an itemized bill. And then when trust me, man, yeah, man, listen, let me stop here, man. Let me stop. Anyway, I think I gave y'all enough, man, for today. Okay. I think I gave y'all enough. I'm done. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to buy the Monopoly game and I'm going to come break that down for y'all. All right. I'm going to break it down. So, y'all have a good one. And man, look at me. I'm over here sweating. Woo. Beautiful. But anyway, guys, I love y'all, man. Take care of yourselves. All right. We'll talk soon.